to my twisted world where heroes will collide. Villains aren't the only evil, there are no fucking sides. Every match will test their stats, every loss and win are weighed. Any chance they thought they had could all end up in vain on Combo Breaker.
Fiction, unlike the real world, is full of giant monsters, mutant killer clowns, and other weird-ass villains. Like, seriously weird. I mean, have you seen Thanos? He may be a total badass, but he looks like a California raisin's wrinkled nutsack. And thanks to these villains, multiple people have risen up as superheroes that people often look up to as symbols of peace, who protect the world from even the most heinous of criminals. But despite how invincible and godlike these heroes may seem, they won't always be able to protect the world, as they will actually get old and eventually die. But today's two combatants, despite their age, have shown that justice will never truly die. We're of course talking about All Might, the smiling symbol of peace and justice from My Hero Academia. And Mermaid Man, the senile senior superhero and protector of Bikini Bottom from Spongebob Squarepants. I'm Grifflepuff, your badass and nerdy host, and I'm nameless co-host. Yes, that's my name, at least until this jackass comes up with something better. And today we're going to overanalyze these two old-ass heroes to find out who would win in a fight to the death. The world of My Hero Academia is one unlike any other superhero-infested world. How so? Because they all have pretty normal superpowers to me, and no one in this universe is all that weird. Well, except for maybe that guy over there who has the extendo fingers. Ugh, this is fucking gross. Well, in most worlds that have superheroes, the heroes are either seen as horrible mutants and ungodly abominations, or they're looked up to as unstoppable gods here to protect humanity. There really is no in-between for a lot of superhero worlds for some fucking reason. But in the world of My Hero Academia, almost everyone has a superpower, or as they're referred to as in the show, quirks. And kids upon learning about their powers can go to a school to learn how to be heroes. Are you serious? That's just the plot to Sky High. What? No, it's not. My Hero Academia is all about a kid who learns how to use his extraordinary powers from professional superheroes who also happen to be teachers at a school. Which is just the plot to Sky High. It's not fucking Sky High! Do you see Bruce Campbell anywhere? Cause I sure as hell don't. Look, we aren't even here to talk about Will Stronghold. I mean Deku, damn it! Look, we're here to talk about All Might. Well, before he was known as the legendary symbol of peace, All Might was simply a quirkless guy by the name of Toshinori Yagi, who strived to be a hero and symbol of peace, despite looking like a rather lanky motherfucker. Now, despite literally every factor you could imagine standing against the poor guy being a hero, you know, like the fact that he lacked a superpower, he would eventually get the chance to be the hero he wanted to be thanks to his mentor and pro-hero, Nana Shimura, who was at the time the wielder of One For All. She's a pro-hero. Wait, I don't remember One For All being Heroes Down B, and I'm a hero mate. What the hell are you going on about? No, she wasn't a pro-hero player, she was a professional superhero. Oh yeah, I totally knew that. Yeah, totally. Yeah, sure you did. Anyway, One For All is a special quirk, as in addition to giving its user strength more than fit for an anime protagonist who knows the power of friendship, it also has the special ability to be passed down from one person to the next by eating the current wielder's DNA. Oh my god, did All Might give his mentor a... It's typically passed down by someone eating the current user's hair. Yeah, typically is the key word there. Blah. After Toshinori gained the power of One For All, he became the hero All Might and eventually a symbol of peace that protected Japan with a smile on his face. Yeah, but along with that power they used to be a symbol or whatever, he also became the #1 hero, which undoubtedly came with a shitload of money and countless groupies trying to get. I'm going to stop you right there before you undoubtedly say some sort of really fucking weird superhero sex joke or innuendo or whatever the hell you have planned. Look, all I was gonna say is they wanted to see what his Detroit Smash was all about. Sex joke. That is exactly why I tried to stop you. And anyway, from there he will continue to save the day and be a hero to Japan until ultimately becoming a teacher at the Hero Academy, and eventually the mentor of the soon-to-be hero, Deku. But that's a story for an upcoming episode. I mean, a later day is a story for a later day. Nice save. Well, that's enough backstory. Let's go ahead and start talking about what people actually give a shit about. What All Might can do. Well, despite having the bare bones power of super strength, All Might has an incredibly diverse set of moves and techniques he can use to whoop evil's ass. For example, All Might is able to use his incredible strength to jump so high even Mario would piss himself. And he's able to use pressurized air from his movements to allow himself to gain even more airtime. Essentially granting him a weird sort of pseudo-flight, or I guess infinite double jumps would also work. Who the hell actually jumps in the real world? I'm not sure, but what I am sure of is you should be careful where you park your car when he comes down for a landing. Because with that much body mass falling from the sky, he would do way more than total your car. He'd probably total the whole damn city.
Well then, on top of all that, All Might is also able to launch blasts of pressurized air with his punches to attack foes from afar, which is just super badass.
It's pressurized air. You know spray cheese also uses pressurized air so they can, spray. So technically speaking, if All Might can be the #1 hero, so can a can of spray cheese.
Yeah, but when's the last time you saw spray cheese tear apart a city like Goro tears through people?
Touche.
Touche is right. Now, while the air pressure from his punches may be ridiculously powerful, they do not hold a candle to All Might's up-close and personal techniques.
Well, yeah, typically wind puts out a candle, so city-destroying wind would obliterate the whole fucking candle.
That is not what I meant, and you fucking know it. And anyway, my co-host's stupidity aside, All Might has several different special moves that he can use to pummel his foes to much, and each one is named after a state or city. For some reason, despite the fact that All Might is Japanese.
Well, if you're trying to cram for a geography class, just watch a few All Might fights on YouTube. You'll probably get an A. Or hell, just rewatch this episode right before the test. You'll definitely get an A by doing that.
If you're resorting to anime to learn geography, then you've already failed the class. But regardless, we have several attacks to cover.
First up on the map of pain that we call All Might's move list would be the Texas Smash. A powerful right punch that, in addition to doing massive damage, creates tremendous air pressure that can launch foes really far away. Kinda like the sandbag in Smash Brothers. Or, you can just hit people who are far away with the blast of pressurized air that the punch creates. If All Might doesn't feel like actually punching someone. He goes to perform the most gangster attack in his arsenal, the Detroit Smash. It's a punch similar to the Texas Smash, but it's downwards rather than a straight punch. Think of it kind of like Terry's Power Dunk, but instead of being an easy combo off of jab, the Detroit Smash creates massive and super powerful shockwaves that can split the clouds and even make it fucking rain. See, I told you All Might has shitloads of money and all the groupies in the world.
Not like that, I meant like he actually creates rainstorms, which is super badass and also a dick move because now everybody has to walk through the rain to get to work or home or wherever the hell they're going.
That's actually a good point. Are we sure this guy's the #1 hero? He kinda sounds like an asshole.
I mean, if he isn't, I think we might need to delay this episode and restart our research. Because if we got that part wrong, then we really fucked up this research.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Let's just go ahead and move on. Next up is the Missouri Smash, where he runs at his opponent with an open hand, and then hits his opponent in the head as he runs past them. It's kinda like a clothesline, a Red Rover, but, with the force of a fucking train. Or more accurately, 562 pounds of pure muscle, which is admittedly far more terrifying. With the Carolina Smash, All Might takes a page out of Incineroar's book and runs towards his enemy while keeping his hands in a cross position. Then he slams them in a downwards cross chop to his enemy's neck, likely shattering their collarbone in the process, as well as probably the rest of their skeleton. With the New Hampshire Smash, All Might essentially goes, "Look, ma, no hands," as he blasts himself forward at his enemy and smashes his body into his enemy, crushing and injuring his enemy with the world's most dangerous chest bump. And with the Oklahoma Smash, All Might's opponent gets to feel like a Sheik main and ultimate as All Might has his opponents grab him before he spins around at ridiculous speeds to launch them off into the distance. Because obviously if All Might gets attacked, the enemy should fucking die for it. It's kinda like a Sheik man that tries to land a single hit on my Ganondorf.
But if all those attacks aren't enough, then All Might can always channel his inner Chuck Norris with the United States of Smash. With this technique, All Might channels his strength into one super powerful punch downwards that creates a massive tornado-like spiral of air, capable of easily sending 8 girls and dogs to Oz and fucking obliterating anyone else that hits.
That is the most patriotic and badass punch of all time.
And what better way to follow up how he can beat the shit out of evildoers than with what he's accomplished by doing it.
Well, All Might is ungodly strong, as with his Texas Smash, he was able to strike huge chunks of buildings, despite shooting the blast straight down the center of a street. And on top of that, he was able to fight evenly with a Nomu, whose power was to negate the impact of attacks. And All Might didn't just beat this thing, he fucking punched it so hard it flew high enough into the air that it could see all of Japan.
You think that's impressive? Him and Deku managed to stop and destroy a massive metal cube with a single punch from each of them. And while wearing restraints, All Might was still able to fight both Deku and Bakugo easily.
But by far, All Might's two most impressive feats are the time that he fought All For One, who managed to match him blow for blow, and the time that All Might punched the sludge monster with so much force, it started to rain, and the monster just kinda fucking blew up.
And despite weighing over 500 pounds, All Might is incredibly fast, as he can clear huge chunks of the city in a single jump, and he's easily capable of taking out both Bakugo and Deku in a 2-on-1 fight while wearing weights.
Keep in mind that Bakugo and Deku have shown that they are far above most of their classmates, who can do things like dodge bullets, lasers, and electricity. And on top of that, All Might has cleared long-ass staircases in a mere second.
All Might is tough enough to trade blows with a Nomu around his own size, as well as survive a full-powered blast from Bakugo's gauntlet.
Not to mention, he can withstand the full recoil of his own punches, which as we know from Deku can cause massive strain on the body if you're not strong enough to handle the quirk. And most impressively is the fact that he traded blows with All for One, who was able to survive an onslaught of All Might's attacks, including the United States of Smash.
And on top of all of this, All Might is super skilled and incredibly intelligent. He was able to easily figure out to beat that Nomu, he simply had to overpower his shock absorption quirk, and he managed to take on both Deku and Bakugo at once.
Not to mention that All Might is an excellent teacher and was ranked the #1 hero in Japan for most of his career. However, sadly, All Might isn't perfect. He can only stay in his muscular hero form for about 3 hours at a time, until reverting back to his scrawny-ass self. On top of that, unleashing the United States of Smash will accelerate this process by a lot, and can almost instantly revert him back to his skinny self. And he also has this weak spot on his side, all thanks to the one fight where someone got a cheap shot. You know, I definitely feel your pain, All Might. I can't tell you how many times I've died to Jigglypuff and his stupid side B.
I doubt it was a Jigglypuff that did that, although with her new buffs and ultimate it wouldn't surprise me too much. Anyway, despite what threat may show its face in Japan, All Might will always be ready to punch it over and over and over and over again, until he wins and proves that he's the symbol of peace and justice.
Hey, hey, hey! It's pretty comfy up on this bridge. How are you doing down there?
When you think of superheroes, you probably imagine big muscular badasses or sleek sexy bombshells protecting the city from psychopathic monsters and aliens using their ultra superpowers to wreak havoc on the city.
But every once in a while, we get a more unique hero. Whether it's an intergalactic spacewoman who can shoot lasers from her hands, or in the case of our combatant Mermaid Man, an old man living amongst the fishes.
Now, despite the fact that Mermaid Man is supposed to be a parody of superheroes, his origin story is shockingly convoluted.
What are you talking about? According to the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy TV show that exists inside the Spongebob TV show, just don't overthink it. Their origin story is pretty clear. According to their show, on movie night, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy went to microwave some popcorn, you know, as you do, and then when they started to pop, they were pulled away to do a whole bunch of random bullshit, and when they came back and ate the popcorn, it turned out to be overcooked, which then gave them superpowers, because you have microwave and radiation, and comic books never seem to understand how radiation actually works.
Well, yeah, that's what the TV show says. But if you ask Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, that's not their origin story even in the slightest.
Wait, what?
According to Mermaid Man, he was surfing one day when all of a sudden a massive wave hit him and caused him to wash up on shore. Only a few moments later, he was sucked back into a whirlpool that pulled him underwater, and he almost drowned to death. Because, you know, it's a show for kids. Luckily, a mermaid did give him a sea star that he could wear on his face, allowing him to breathe underwater. And thus, Mermaid Man would go on to protect the city of Bikini Bottom from all sorts of dastardly villains, like Man Ray and the Dirty Bubble.
The Dirty Bubble. That is the least threatening villain name I have ever heard. I mean, no wonder Mermaid Man is so useless. His biggest baddest enemies are a giant bubble and a black manta ripoff.
You know All Might's nemesis is named All for One, right? That's like the least threatening name I've ever heard.
But in the lore, yeah, no, you're right. It's pretty fucking lame.
Anyway, Mermaid Man actually has a few techniques, powers, and weapons we need to talk about.
Really, this old fart actually has weapons and attacks. Alright, well, let's see what this old man can do.
Well, starting with Mermaid Man's arsenal, he wields the Orb of Confusion, a simple orb that upon activating creates an aura that causes everyone in it to become very confused.
How would you even activate that without making yourself confused and essentially soft-locking yourself until someone else is able to turn it off?
Well, I mean, the aura has to make contact with your head, so you can always just extend your arm out and activate it there. Look, I didn't say his arsenal was conventional, I just said he had an arsenal.
Fair enough, I suppose. Alright, let's see what's next up on this guy's list of weapons. Ah, here we go. Mermaid Man has the tickle belt that he can put on an enemy to make them laugh uncontrollably, as it relentlessly tickles them, which sounds useless in combat, unless you're able to grab them and then put it on them. It's a whole bunch of nonsense, really. But you know what? I'm sure it's someone's fetish.
Mermaid Man also has the Murmurang, which is a really strong boomerang. Yeah, that's it. You throw it, it hits people, it comes back, it's a boomerang. Oh, and he also has this wrist laser that can do laser things.
Hell, even that unflattering shell bra that he wears doubles his actual cell phone. Or should I say, shell phone. I made a pun. Come on, it wasn't that bad.
But by far, Mermaid Man's best weapon would be his belt, as it has a whole bunch of functions, such as holding up his pants and shrinking things.
And if you turn it to W for Wumbo, it can increase the size of things.
Well, I mean, that's not exactly how you do it, but yes, it can in fact make things Wumbo as well. But that's not all this thing can do, is it has a whole bunch of other functions that we see when SpongeBob tries to regrow Squidward, such as putting a swarm of eyeballs and snakes on someone's head that completely covers their head, and it can also light people on fire while they're underwater, somehow, increase the size of their nose over 100-fold, turn someone inside out, which is just Mortal Kombat levels of disgusting, and he can even summon a giant pair of scissors to cut someone in half Green Lantern vs. Ben 10 style.
What the fuck? Half of those effects would make Freddy Krueger uncomfortable. Did you just say turn someone inside out?
But Mermaid Man doesn't solely rely on his gadgets to kick ass, as he does have some natural powers, such as laser vision.
That has gotten really terrible with his old age. I mean, this thing travels like half an inch at its best. Dance Hadoken travels further than that dumpster fire of a power.
Yeah, but Mermaid Man can always just use his trusty and signature water ball to attack enemies from afar.
How the hell does he throw water while underwater?
I don't fucking know. If I try to think about it anymore, I'm gonna need to go to the damn psych ward. So let's just go ahead and move on.
Well, confusing cartoon logic aside, Mermaid Man can also fly and command sea creatures to fight for him. Wait, is he actually flying or is he just swimming? If we can call All Might's super jumps a form of flight, we can count Mermaid Man's as flights. Just put massive air quotes around the word flight.
But if all else fails, Mermaid Man could use his strongest attack, the Raging Whirlpool, where Mermaid Man doggy paddles in a circle really fast to create a whirlpool that can do some serious damage. Plus, Mermaid Man can summon fish to do this attack as well, meaning he can kick ass without even moving. And he can even make mini versions of these with his hand.
Did you just say he doggy paddles?
Yes I did. Let's go ahead and move on to what Mermaid Man has actually accomplished. So Mermaid Man is shockingly strong, as back in his young days, he easily one-shot a robot, completely destroying its head in the process, and even one-shot Man Ray with a single uppercut.
But even as an old fart, he's able to do impressive things like burst down doors and burst through walls. Hell, while opening a door, he sent 2 Bikini Bottom citizens flying, and with his Raging Whirlpool, he could easily break the walls of the buildings in Bikini Bottom. But before Grumppuff tells you what else this old-ass hero has done, I should probably mention that the citizens of Bikini Bottom consistently survive nuclear explosions that are damn near daily events for them.
But by far his 2 most impressive feats are the time that he turned Squidward into ash with a single water ball, or the time he beat up and severely damaged Spongebob while he's being brainwashed by Plankton. Now you should probably keep in mind that Spongebob and Squidward once survived all of the Earth's water hitting them in the face completely unfazed, and that was in the first episode of the show.
Mermaid Man's also surprisingly fast and agile for a senior citizen, as he's capable of doing flips and other acrobatic techniques, as well as jumping incredible distances, doing the mean lean, and other dynamic abilities. On top of that, he was able to fight with SpongeBob while he's being brainwashed, and SpongeBob has dodged cannonballs and should be comparable to Patrick, who can run to the sun and back in mere seconds. Mermaid Man is tough enough to eat a bomb and have it blow a hole through him, and he's had several objects drop on his head. Hell, he once survived a fall so long that his butt caught on fire from the fall alone.
He's also survived being folded into actual origami, as well as several explosions, and he should be no stranger to surviving the nuclear blast that happened at Bikini Bottom on a near daily basis.
Yeah, he may be tough, but Mermaid Man is a dumbass. He's incredibly senile, once ate ice cream that was very clearly a bomb, and even just saying the word evil will set him off on a rampage. Not to mention, he's just overall forgetful.
Which also leads us to Mermaid Man's biggest weakness, his mental state, as he has been retired for an incredibly long time, and has shown that it's definitely taking a toll on him. But regardless, Mermaid Man is ready to leap into action, save Bikini Bottom with the drop of a hat, or the mention of the word EVIL! Alright, our combatants are set, but only one retro retired ass kicker can come out on top in a fight to the death.
You know, we went from having kids kill each other to now we're having elderly people fight to the death. Man, we are so gonna be on a government watch list after this shit.
Calm down, we're just idiots on the internet. What the hell would the government want to do with us?
That is a shockingly fair point, actually.
Well, without further ado, let's settle this! All Might and Deku are patrolling the city when noon strikes, causing their stomachs to rumble. They both look around before spotting a strange-looking restaurant in the shape of a crab trap, with a tall, shell-shaped sign that reads the Krusty Krab. Both Deku and All Might walk in, ready to eat and relax for a moment after a long morning on patrol. As they walk in, All Might announces,
I am here!
Which bothers some of the customers, including a pair of heroes sitting at a table in the corner. Deku then overhears SpongeBob and Patrick talking about a legendary superhero who's super strong and cool, but a bit on the old side. Deku walks over and joins in the conversation, talking about the time All Might fought that Nomu in the USJ. SpongeBob and Patrick look at Deku confused about what a Nomu is before clarifying that they were talking about Mermaid Man. Deku then laughs at the misunderstanding and tells them about All Might and how he beat the evil Nomu. But right as he says the word evil, Mermaid Man stands up and yells, All Might looks over at Mermaid Man confused, but as he turns his head, a water ball hits him in the chest, causing him to fly back and crash into a table and its multiple barrel seats. Deku looks over at the crash as All Might stands back up and grabs one of the barrels before throwing it at Mermaid Man, causing it to break on his head. SpongeBob and Deku look at the legendary battle that's about to break loose as they both start to cheer for their respective idols.
This match will get red hot. You're up!
All Might then rushes at Mermaid Man while he's still dazed from the barrel and then uppercuts Mermaid Man into the air. All Might then smiles as he winds up another punch to continue his combo when Mermaid Man falls back down, but nothing seems to happen. All Might then looks up confused to see Mermaid Man flying in midair with a sphere of water in his hand. Mermaid Man then quickly throws the ball of water at All Might, hitting him dead in the face, causing him to stumble back as Mermaid Man lands and kicks All Might in the gut. All Might then bends over in pain as Mermaid Man taps the button on his belt, causing him to fire a blast at All Might, hitting him dead on. All Might then seems unaffected as Deku and SpongeBob stand there confused for only a few moments, before All Might catches on fire. All Might, while on fire, stands back up right before slamming his fist on the ground, creating a vortex of wind that puts out the fire and tears a hole through the roof of the Krusty Krab, causing Mr. Krabs to walk out in panic. All Might then looks at Mermaid Man before popping his neck and running at him full speed. All Might then shoulder rams Mermaid Man with full force, launching him against the wall of the Krusty Krab. All Might then pulls back his right arm before yelling, Texas Smash! as he punches Mermaid Man in the face, launching him through the wall of the Krusty Krab and into the city around him. As Mermaid Man then flies into the city streets, All Might jumps through the roof of the Krusty Krab and high into the sky, leaving Mr. Krabs to cry at the destruction of his restaurant that's certainly going to cost him quite a bit to fix. At the apex of his jump, All Might then looks down to see Mermaid Man standing there. Without hesitation, All Might starts to propel himself down at Mermaid Man, who throws his Mermarang at him. As the Mermarang hits All Might in the head, it causes him to spin out before colliding into a nearby building, causing it to collapse in on him. Mermaid Man then looks around confused as the rubble behind him starts to shake. All Might then rises from the rubble and looks at Mermaid Man. He quickly rushes at Mermaid Man with one hand out. As All Might dashes at Mermaid Man, he grabs him by the face and starts to tackle him through multiple buildings, tearing them down in the process. Mermaid Man manages to lean his head back just a little bit before he fires his laser vision at All Might, burning his shoulder, causing All Might to drop him. Mermaid Man then puts his hand on his head and concentrates really hard, causing a swarm of 3 sharks to come out of nowhere and start attacking All Might. All Might was able to dodge the first one's bite, but the other 2 catch him off guard and bite him on the arm and chest. All Might then starts to spin really fast, causing the 2 sharks that bit him to lose their grip before flying off at insane speeds. The last shark jumps to bite his head off, but All Might punches his fist into the shark's mouth, launching a blast of pressurized air through the shark's body, blowing him up from the inside, causing blood and guts to rain down. Mermaid Man looks at All Might scared as he runs over and headbutts Mermaid Man so hard it buries him into the ground. All Might then lifts up and slams his fist down on Mermaid Man's head, causing a massive pillar of wind to erupt up, causing a thunderstorm across the city. All Might then looks down at the badly hurt Mermaid Man as he grabs him by the neck and rips him out of the ground, before tossing him up slightly and unleashing a flurry of punches at insane speeds, before ending it with an uppercut, launching Mermaid Man high into the sky. All Might then smiles as he turns around to head back to the restaurant, but as he starts to walk away, the Mermarang hits him in the back of the head, causing him to stumble forward as Mermaid Man dive kicks back down at All Might, knocking All Might to the ground. Mermaid Man then puts a belt on All Might that starts to tickle him and make him laugh uncontrollably, as Mermaid Man then stands up and starts to swim in a circle quickly. As All Might musters the strength to stand back up, he looks over to see a massive tornado forming next to him. He tries to run, but he can't stop laughing as the tornado hits him, throwing him through the air and tearing the belt off of him in the process. All Might then gets thrown down by the tornado, but as he stands back up, he can feel his body getting ready to give in. He looks at Mermaid Man as he charges up one final attack. All Might then starts to pull back his fist as he yells out, "United States of Smash!" But he gets stopped as Mermaid Man throws an orb at him, hitting him in the head, causing All Might to stand there confused as to where he is. Mermaid Man then shoots a blast from his belt, causing a giant pair of scissors to appear and cut All Might in half, leaving his body bloody in the streets. SpongeBob and Deku looking around at the destroyed city and the carnage in utter horror and shock that one of their idols had fallen, the other one had just committed murder. Ooh, that one looked like it hurt. Well, our winner is Mermaid Man. Oh, like hell it is. There's no way in fuck that All Might loses to the Alzheimer's Avenger over there. I mean, hell, All Might was strong enough to help Deku shatter a large metal cube, and All Might was able to launch a Nomu so high into the air that it could see all of Japan. Both those feats would easily require city levels of force, and those don't even compare to All Might's best feat. You know that time he punched the Ooze monster so hard it changed the actual fucking weather? That one punch would require island levels of force to pull off, which would mean with one full powered punch from All Might, Mermaid Man would be fucking dead. You'd think that means anything to Mermaid Man. He survives the near daily nuclear blast of Bikini Bottom, and he's been able to send Bikini Bottom citizens flying and destroy the walls and doors of Bikini Bottom buildings, both of which should also survive the damn near daily nuclear blast of Bikini Bottom. And while those feats would give Mermaid Man city-level strength and durability, his 2 best feats trump those by a landslide. You see, Mermaid Man was able to turn Squidward to ash with a single water ball, and even more impressively is the time that Mermaid Man, while brainwashed, was able to severely damage SpongeBob with a single attack. So what? He's a sponge and he's a squid. It's not like they're Kratos or anything. I mean, you say that, but SpongeBob and Squidward in the very first episode of the show survived all the Earth's water erupting from the leaf blower and hitting them both directly in the face. That would mean that both SpongeBob and Squidward casually survived a blast with planet levels of force behind it. And Mermaid Man in one attack severely injured SpongeBob, and with one water ball was able to turn Squidward to ash. Are you seriously about to say that Mermaid Man is fucking planet level? Well, yeah, at his best he's shown that he can harm planet level characters like SpongeBob and Squidward, which does mean that Mermaid Man can quite literally one-shot All Might. Well, he won't get the chance. You see, it doesn't matter if he can one-shot him if he can't even touch All Might. And I mean, All Might's pretty damn fast. He can clear a long staircase in a single second, and he was able to fight Deku and Bakugo at the same time while he was wearing weights. Keep in mind that Deku is shown to be the strongest and one of the fastest in his class, so it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to say that he scales to Pinky, who could dodge lasers. And thus, All Might should be able to easily scale to faster than light speeds as well. And I doubt Mermaid Man can even come close to that kind of speed. Oh, buddy, you're in for a rude awakening, as Mermaid Man is incredibly fast himself. He can jump incredible distances in a single leap. But more importantly is the fact that he was able to fight with Spongebob, who could react to cannonballs, and should be comparable to Patrick, who could run to the sun and back in mere seconds. So guess who's massively faster than light? Son of a fucking bitch! No, not a son of a bitch, or whatever the hell you just said. We're talking about Mermaid Man. Where the hell did you get a son of a bitch from? That's not what I meant, and you know it. But you know what? You can't tell me Mermaid Man's more skilled than All Might, so ha! He at least has that. Well, yeah, All Might is the better fighter, but here's the real fun of the debate that will really rub the salt in the wound of any All Might fans. You see, even if we assume Mermaid Man and All Might were completely even in all stats, strength, durability, speed, all of it, Mermaid Man would still win the fight, actually. How? You just admitted that All Might's a way better fighter. Well, yeah, but it doesn't mean he can get past Mermaid Man's amazing arsenal of abilities and weapons, like being able to summon sea creatures to aid him, or his amazing regeneration, or the sphere of confusion that he can use to make All Might really fucking confused and forget everything that's happening. Or, you know, Mermaid Man can always use his ace in the hole, his belt. His belt. How the hell is a piece of clothing meant to keep up his pants supposed to help him in a fight to the death? Well, as I mentioned in his analysis, this thing can shrink people, light them on fire, turn them inside fucking out, and even cut them in half with a giant pair of scissors. And, spoiler alert, All Might can't survive being cut in half, let alone being turned inside out. Like, his flesh on the outside and skin on the inside. Nobody survives that shit. I can't even argue at that point. Why the hell does a cartoon character have an inside-out laser in his belt? Look, I don't fucking know, but what I do know is that Mermaid Man's stupidly OP arsenal and far superior strength and durability spelled the end for All Might. Man, back-to-back anime losses to cartoon characters. I feel like our subscribers are gonna be leaving any second now. Looks like Mermaid Man smashed All Might's chances at winning, leaving him at rock bottom. Our winner is Mermaid Man.
Feeling good now, Dirty Bubble?
No, I think I'm almost back to feeling evil again.
Oh.
So, would you like to come and throw rocks with us?
No, we're still good, I'm afraid.
Oh. So, oh, the heck with it. Come, Dirty Bubble, I'm tired of all this goodness. Let's go steal chocolate chips out of the prison warden's cookies.
Now you're talking. Time for some evil.
Next time on Combo Breaker.
It's getting freaky, creepy. Whoa, whoa. There's a monster in my closet.
Hey guys, I hope you all really enjoyed the episode, and if you did, feel free to drop a like and, you know, maybe subscribe. That would help me out quite a bit. Because, I mean, we're this close to reaching 1,000 subscribers, guys. Come on, let's do it. However, if you want more of me and my amazing co-host while you wait for the next episode, you can check out my Twitter, which is linked in the description down below, or join my Discord, which is also in the description down below. I mean, honestly, it's a lot of fun in the Discord, and if you want to see me post really stupid shit, go check out my Twitter. There's a bunch of really weird memes and things I put up on there. And some of them get really weird. I would suggest you go check it out, honestly. If you want to help support the channel, obviously subscribing is a big help, but if you want to go that extra mile, I do have a Patreon linked in the description down below. Because surprisingly, it is really expensive to get a pizza shipped to another universe. Uber Eats just refuses to do it, and I can't find a single Pizza Hut anywhere near me. Literally, I would settle for Papa John's right now, but there is not a single one anywhere in this universe. Fucking Gygus ate them all. I don't care if you were hungry, you could have just ordered a pizza from them instead of eating the whole damn building. God. Anyway, stay tuned for the next episode of Frank West vs. Pea Shooter, and let me know what you think of the matchup down below. Have a great day, guys.